Are you recording?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Ready? Okay. Don't worry about that. See that little gap right there?
In your teeth?
Wow! So this episode's done. "40 episodes. Spot a Nerd here, aka Ian myself. Welcome to probably the greatest episode of Spot a Nerd you're gonna watch right now. Let me introduce you to the wonderful, the beautiful, the mysterious, the kind of nerdy but getting there. Val.
Kind of nerdy, but getting there. Is here.
Looks nerdy. Val, would you care to tell the crowd, the watchers, the subscribers, who I really appreciate for making all this happen. We have 101 subscribers now on YouTube. Keep it up, tell your friends, tell your family, and if you want to see more of this, I'm gonna need more subscribers.
In order to get me back, y'all gotta do your numbers.
Great, beautiful, she's smart, intelligent, and she's nerdy.
This is like a one-time deal.
Is it really?
For now. So tonight we're gonna talk about an awesome film that we both just watched. Disclaimer though, I am not just saying that this is an awesome film because he thinks it's awesome, because we disagree on plenty of things.
Like
Wonder Woman. I think
garbage.
No. He thinks it's garbage. I think it was pretty awesome.
I love shit.
But
Not because I'm sexist.
no, it was just. Go ahead.
I could go
Explain.
watch the. I have a video.
Oh.
Go back. It's like episode 35 or something. Wonder Woman was shit.
Wonder Woman was not shit. Also, what was shit is Jurassic World. So anyways, point being...
Jurassic World was the
So
sequel
we don't
we
always
deserved
agree, but...
from the original Jurassic Park. Jurassic
Anyways.
World 2, Fallen Kingdom, was shit. But Jurassic World was
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lost World was garbage,
Let's
and then
take
Jurassic
the same
Park
plot
3.
and just redo it multiple times.
Yeah,
and
20 years in the future. Chris Pratt.
Point being, we don't always agree, but we did agree on this.
And what is it we're going to be reviewing tonight?
We're reviewing Ready Player One.
Come with me,
This is the Oasis.
and you'll be
It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
a world of pure imagination.
People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do, but they stay because of all the things they can be.
And you'll see.
I'm here talking to all of you now because our future's being threatened.
We'll begin
I just came here to escape,
the spin.
but I found something much bigger than myself. I found my friends.
We'll see.
I found love. And now, people have lost their lives.
No.
This is war. For control of the future.
Find him. Welcome to the rebellion, Wade. You don't tell anyone who you are. You can't use your real name. Hold on to something. This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
What's going on?
The track is in my Mario Kart!
Ask yourself, are you willing to fight?
Come with me.
So Val, I consider Ready Player One probably, no joke, top 5, one of my most favorite films of all
Really?
time.
Top 5?
Yes, it's classic Spielberg. It's got a great story. It's great writing. It's great CGI. It's a little cheesy in some parts, like the love story, you know, the online love, blah 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 blah. But
Typical man, like, love part is cheesy. Did
Yes.
you hear that? Okay.
but what did you like about it?
What did I not like about it? I think it's a better question. I was very questionable about the whole movie selection that you gave.
Yes, I did give her homework
So-
to watch this film because
Yes.
it was awesome. And
Yes.
if I, like, as a 40th episode, I thought this would be perfect to do a review on.
And honestly, I was not sure about this movie because I don't always like the same movies. But I watched the trailer, and then I was sort of hooked. And I decided to
What
go-
hooked you?
Okay, well, the 80s music. So I'm a huge 80s fan. Music is like, oh my god. And then also just like the storyline. Super intriguing, super like possibly realistic, which I think is really interesting.
I mean, the way social media is, the way the internet is, the way virtual
reality
reality
could actually
yes.
be.
I mean, we're already there.
Actually,
We are
yeah.
there. We just aren't at
Yeah,
the
so we're spoiling
Oasis
the hell out of
level.
this.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
FYI.
okay.
There will be spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie by now,
You really need to go see it, even if you're not like super into sci-fi.
oh yeah, you don't have to be super psyched. There's over 2,000 Easter eggs, and if you don't know what an Easter egg is a little bit of there's a little trinket inside the movie that is a reflection of like a cult classic. So, for example, when they go, the first race happens, the first key, and they go back to the garage, and if you look in the background, you can see Pee Wee Herman's bike, and then you can also see Spaceballs, the RV, in the background where H and his workshop is, and I love shit like that. I fucking love it. The Back to the
Why?
Future, the DeLorean, like,
So you can rely on him to bring you all of that detail. You can rely on me to bring you all of the like meanings that I found behind the movie, because that is really.
what are some of the meanings behind the film?
I really love all of the, I guess you call it challenges?
Yes,
What would you
the
say?
three challenges for the three
challenges?
keys.
So the first one is, yeah, he figures out the key. Because of doing so, he ends up with all of the coins in his account.
Yep. Which, by the
And-
way, one of the greatest scenes ever in film history is that first race where, in order for him to get fuel, he has to basically kill other players, and he sucks up all their coins and literally puts it in the fuel tank of the DeLorean to give it power, aka flux capacitor.
But what's the first challenge? What's the meaning behind the first challenge? What is it?
Oh yes, okay, yeah. So she's good at
No,
this
it's like-
stuff. She's good at
it's
this stuff.
going
Okay.
backwards.
Going
'Cause
backwards.
he had to go-
Sometimes you just want to go backwards
Yeah. So, no.
because life's so fast that you just want to go backwards.
So the first one is he has to go backwards in order to get the key. He gets the
Yes.
key. Really though,
What's the symbolism?
what he
behind it?
wanted was to get inside, what's the guy's name?
Halliday.
He wanted to get like inside his mind and figure out what's making this guy tick.
And he's got like this library of all his thoughts and all his history. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that stuff.
But he's not chasing the coins. Like I don't.
No, he didn't give a shit about the coins. He didn't even know the
absolutely.
coins were there until after the race.
So the other people that are involved in the movie are obviously all about the coins, all about winning, all about taking over the Oasis.
Yeah, they're gonna make a fortune if
Yes.
they win Halliday's, because Halliday dies, he leaves behind like what was it, $500 billion or something like that. If
Right.
if somebody found all three
If
keys
somebody-
and
right.
opened up, signed the contract, blah 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 blah. To Val's point, it's kind of cool because
He's not.
he's not interested in that.
He's not
money.
chasing the money.
He's,
Yeah.
he's interested in making sure that corporate doesn't gain control of the Oasis. Thus, they'll just put ads up and you have to pay for the ads. Kind of like it is now. Fuck you, EA.
Anyways.
Ruining Star Wars.
So moving on.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. Ryan Johnson ruined Star Wars with The Last Jedi because that was fucking shit.
So he gets the key. Long story short, he figures out that in the mind of Halliday, what he wants them to think outside the box, right? And so he figures out, okay, I'm gonna go backwards. Everyone's taking this race and going forward. So he goes backwards. He gets the key, and then all of the coins, all these coins, show up in his account. He doesn't even notice it. In fact, somebody else in the movie points it out. But I think the awesomeness behind that is that in order to become abundant in your life, you shouldn't be chasing the money, right? Like you should.
So wise.
Yeah. So I just think I love that lesson. Like when you go after what is actually genuine and authentic in your life, then the abundance will come to you instead of the other way around. So I love that first lesson.
Love it. Now, what about the second lesson?
Second
The
lesson.
love lesson.
Oh yes, this is the one where you.
So challenge number 2, where he has to basically it's the
yeah.
loved one, and
Yeah.
it's one of the biggest regrets he ever had was because
He didn't take the
he
leap.
didn't take the leap, and I love that's honestly the casino scene. Not the casino. It's a club
When
scene.
they're-
Club scene.
Yeah, in the club.
They go to the club. Artemis and Parzival.
Parzival.
Oh my god! I
Did he
completely
watch
forgot
the
his
movie?
name.
We don't know. Did you watch the movie?
Yeah. So
Oh,
they go on
okay.
like their first date. Her intention is to see if they can find the second key, and it's at the club where Halliday first met
Yes.
his potential girlfriend, but he obviously didn't have the guts. And that is actually where I touched a little bit because, in history, if you're a nerd, I mean, I was a 90s kid, so, you never really leapt and talked to the girls. You never really, even if they were not maybe the hot girls, maybe just the average girls, you know?
I
So-
think it's just an overall, it doesn't have to necessarily be barfing love scene. I just think taking the leap in general, like, that's really pivotal to today and to just living your life, right? Like, you don't want to get to the end of your life and look back and
True.
have those regrets, and I think that's what Holiday is trying to communicate
Can we
to them.
say though real quick though, regardless of being CGI, Artemis, gorgeous.
Yes.
Like, for a CGI, for an avatar,
I'm sorry, who's the nerd?
Artemis and Parzival are actually ridiculously good looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that I love, and this is just like on a personal note, but she, like, I feel like there's a scene, and this has nothing to do with the challenges, but where she has him in her, like, house or her home or whatever, because she's, like, rescued him or something. I can't
Oh yeah,
remember.
so the bad guys find out who Parzival really is, so they bomb his aunt's house, kill his aunt, thus they now have to go become a part of the resistance, aka folks that are trying not to take over the Oasis and make it for profit and bad things, stuff like that.
And then they're on the rooftop, and she finally shows him her face, which is like a skin thing that she really,
Yeah, it's like a birthmark.
yeah, exactly. Like, she doesn't want him to see. And I think, like, in that moment, it's all about vulnerability, and I love that as well, because it's all about real human connection, which this movie constantly is talking, I think, is constantly, like, referencing how those connections are, like, what's actually real in your life. And so that...
Well, I love it because it gets spoiler at the end of it, you know, when, okay, spoiler, yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is a happy ending. Parzival gets the Easter egg at the end, and they shut down the Oasis Tuesdays and Thursdays because you need to go out and do real things.
Yes.
You can't just spend your whole life in the Oasis, even though I personally think it would be kind of awesome.
Okay, but similar, like, I think that's a parallel, though, to social media, because we spend so much of our time absorbed in that. I feel like there's a lot of parallels that are made in this
True.
movie regarding that, because you have to actually get out, and
Yes.
that's what actually is meaningful in your
So,
life.
word of the wise, adulting here, get the fuck out, people.
Those lessons are awesome because they're throughout the movie. So your first question was, why do I love the movie? And we're going over all of that right now
Yes.
because I love all of these meanings. And hopefully, and literally, it's a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, I
The
mean, yeah, there's
rating,
no violence,
it's
there's no
not-
sex.
No, and that was part of the reason I was questioning. Like, you're asking me to watch a PG-13,
PG-13 film.
13, yeah, and how?
Don't
good
worry,
it-
I'll introduce you later to
How-
the R-rated Marvel film. Like
Oh,
Logan
thank
and-
God. Oh, I've seen that.
You have seen that? Oh, good.
Anyways.
We can do a whole review on that too.
Beautiful.
Now, the third challenge.
Yeah, the
What
third-
was your interpretation of the third challenge? One
Yes.
of the original
This
games
is the
where the
best.
very
Okay.
first Easter egg ever happened
This is
in a video game. We're talking Atari, aka 70s maybe? I don't even remember when the Atari first came out.
See if you agree with me on this, but I think that was like the most powerful lesson, which is it's not about winning, it's about just playing the game.
Ooh,
And so
baller status.
he didn't catch that apparently.
No, I didn't at all whatsoever.
Really?
Well, I see.
It's so-
The way I interpreted it was that last key was it was bringing everybody together. Like, one of the biggest things I liked about this film was it's the online community. Yes, social media blows asshole. Online community in terms of consoles like Xbox, PlayStation, PC,
Absolutely.
Nintendo Switch. You are bringing people together, and that big final battle at the end is like, yeah, we can still use technology in an amazing way, like the
That's
Oasis.
the point, though.
And we can come together. Like, I have some of the most amazing friends that I have created through online gaming. Join us. Like, seriously, play Fortnite with us because it's an awesome game. But some of the coolest people I've ever met are online. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's a combination. I think it's exactly what you just said, but it's also the realism of having human interaction.
Yeah.
So it's both things. Absolutely, social media
Like,
can be
this
so
right
powerful.
here is interested in me.
If you get too sucked into that and make that your reality,
Like most
that's
people.
where the trouble lies. And I think these lessons are trying to point that out, maybe in subtle ways. But I thought when he's playing the game with the Atari, that he literally says, the point is not to win, the point is just to play the game.
Yeah.
And so I think it's all about the journey. It's not about getting to the top of the mountain, it's about your journey on the way up. That's an awesome lesson, because I think a lot of the time we're spending so much time, oh, if only I could get to this, if only I could get to that, if only I could get to retirement, versus enjoying what we actually have today, because we have no idea what's going to happen
Exactly.
tomorrow.
Totally.
So
Exactly.
it's about playing the game, your own journey right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What
Yeah.
was your favorite part of the film, and what was something that you wished maybe was a little bit better? So I'll give you mine real quick example. I wish two things. Number one is the love story. Yes, it does have a love story, which is good. It's not great. It's just a little forced. If you
How
ask me,
so?
it's because he doesn't know this chick. But in today's world, somebody who's really used to online dating, trust me, you're not gonna tell them you love them when you haven't even met them.
Did he tell her He
Yeah,
left her
in the
before-
in the disco, in the club, he was like, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Falling in love is different than.
But they met like twice in the Oasis. It's a little bit forced. It's a little cheesy if you ask me. I mean, I get it because it's a movie, it's Hollywood, blah, 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 blah. The second thing I really wish, and this isn't really negative towards the film, but it's more of people that I've heard have read the book say the movie, I mean, it's typical. Anytime a movie becomes, or a book becomes a movie, the book is always better. I get it. Trust me, I don't read a lot, but I hear it's better. I wish they would have actually maybe split this movie into a trilogy because I think there's so much content that you could have done with Ready Player One, the challenges, building that love story, maybe telling us a little bit more about this corporate world that wants to dominate the Oasis. I would have loved a little bit more backstory on that. It wasn't bad, like I thought it was still well done. It's a single 2.5 hour film, like it's perfectly well done, but you could have probably given the crowd, the audience, a lot more if you made several films, which I would have been totally okay with, unlike The Hobbit, which did not need to be 12 fucking hours for the shortest fucking book. Now, the best part, like I was saying again earlier, was that first sequence with the race. No, I'm not even exaggerating. 2 of the best scenes in film history literally are in this film. Number 1 is, right as the race is about to start, you have Parzival, he has his car that he's going to be putting in the race. And I love just, he throws it on the ground and just, you have this 3D Tron Legacy type representation of his car being built. And it's the DeLorean. It's Back to the Future, it's Marty McFly, the flux capacitor, like, fuck me sideways if I did not get turned on with that film. And even in the front of the car, he's got the freaking Knight Rider shit. Like, it made me so wet. As throughout the race, the way he fills up the tank, the fuel, he literally flips the tires, aka Back to the Future Part 2 when they're in the future and becomes hovered. He flips the tires so he can go underneath the big rig, collect all the coins, and flip them into the gas tank. And I'm just like, because you gotta think, like, whoever thought about that, the CGI people, the directors, the producers, whoever makes that happen, thank you, because fuck, that's awesome. Fuck, that's awesome. So Val, what was your things you wish you could have seen differently or changed? Yes. And then, of course, what was your favorite?
Right. What I would have liked to see more of, myself, is I would have liked to know more of Halliday's story. So
That's actually would have been good, yeah.
I really wish they would have, he's such a fascinating character to me, and I think he really, like, the whole
You just don't know.
film
He's not creepy, but it's something like, okay, there's some reason why he is the way he is.
Absolutely, and I just wanted to see, like, more of what's his backstory, or, like, have him be a little bit more present in the movie. I feel like we only get a little bit of a glimpse of it, and at the end, you get some more of it, but you're still left with, like, this questioning mindset around who he is, where he is, what's happening.
Totally agree.
Do love how they ended it, though. Where is he? What happened to him?
And I love the twist. Parzival gets the key, he opens up the door, and there's the contract. There's $500 billion.
That's the other.
And he gets down and he sits down and he's about to sign it and he goes, this isn't right. It's like the Willy Wonka. It's the old school Willy Wonka. Which you have to think about it. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. It's basically like, it is kind of ripping off Willy Wonka.
Yeah? No. I mean, maybe, but like it makes sense though. It logically makes sense for how this movie is going and for what Halliday wants.
True.
If any other way, we wouldn't be fulfilled as far as those lessons and everything else go. Like, he wants to communicate this out to the world, I think. And so the point is, again, like, trust your intuition and also be a stand-up person about who you are. And I think that that's what he was ending up doing in the end.
I love it. No, I like it. Alright, y'all. So, we're going to wrap this video up. I want to send a huge thanks to the lovely, fantastic Senorita Val. She's beautiful, she's wonderful, she's intelligent. Thank you, everybody, so much for your continued support. I would not do this without you. I've said this many times before, so thank you so much. Please continue to do it. I'm very lucky because obviously I got people like this to join in with me. We're going to do a lot more in the future, podcasts, more episodes with Senorita Val. To wrap this up, what was your overall take of Ready Player One? Like, what's your final, like, this is what it was?
Absolutely. Okay. Well, for one thing, like I was just saying, I did not expect this movie to be as good. It gave me this homework of, hey, go watch this movie, and I literally didn't have any expectation. Okay, what was episode 39?
Annihilation.
Annihilation, yeah.
Go watch it.
I'm glad it wasn't that. I expected it to be something like that.
I thought Annihilation was good. Like, go watch it. It's fucked up.
But it's a sparkly, like, curtain that you're supposed to go...
It's fucking weird, yeah.
No. And it turns out it was like a lot of amazingness just wrapped into one film. And I think it gives you all of like the good vibes, the good feeling, so many good lessons like underlying it all. You have to watch it multiple times, I think.
Yes, you'll pick up. I mean, I've watched it at least half a dozen times now, and every time I watch it, I pick something else up.
I think it's visually really stimulating.
Yes.
The music is awesome.
Oh, perfect.
I mean, if you're an 80s fan at all, this movie is going to just be
You're gonna love it.
Yeah,
You're
right
gonna-
there. It's believable, so that's another thing. With sci-fi
It is the
films,
way we're
you
going.
never know. Yeah,
I mean, virtual
absolutely.
reality, it's already here now. It's just only a matter of time before we can actually escape into the oasis.
Yeah, so I think all of that wrapped into one, and then again, just all those awesome like deep meanings that they're trying to communicate.
Yeah,
out
she
there.
thinks about stuff like
I
that.
know.
That's why I'm bringing her into more of these episodes because I don't think about shit like that. So my overall take, as I've mentioned before, I've even probably done it before we did this episode, is Ready Player One is truly what Spielberg is. The direction is perfect. There's not political bullshit. There's not sex. There's not violence. It's just a fun film for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're 3 years old or if you're 78 years old. You will love this film.
That's true. Yeah.
You don't have to be a nerd. You don't have to understand all the references. It's just like you don't get movies like this anymore because of all this political bullshit that's out in the world now. I thank Spielberg for doing that because give us back our movies. Hollywood, give us back our movies. So
But this is one of those. It's on the right track.
yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Totally on the right track. So
Yeah.
thank you all again so much for watching. We will see you guys next time in episode 41 where we're going to talk about, I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure it out when it comes. There'll be a 41 somewhere. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Are you ready?
That's better. I'll wave to you from the finish line. McFly.
That went well.
Doesn't it sound like he's farting though? I think it's so different.